They blocked the van, they banged on the windows, and then they cried victim when ICE drove forward. This isn't protest, y'all. This is a nationwide coordinated attack on law enforcement, from foreign flags in California to Antifa graffiti in Portland. ICE agents being ambushed, assaulted, and hunted. And while they bleed, Democrats are making sure their attackers walk free. Let me show you the part of America media censors.
How do you know it's ICE?
Yeah. Wow. Wow, this is fucking intimidating. Oh my God. They're literally taking someone and they're trying to, oh my God. I'm serious. Seriously fucked up. Oh my God. Oh no, there are more people coming. Oh wow. No, they're no, this just, I don't know what the fuck's going on. What? There are people getting in front of the cars. Oh my God, they're running over the people in the cars. I do. Yeah, and the problem is they're trying to do it downtown on a crowded street. Oh, wow. No, someone's going to get hurt. There are at least 20 people in front of the car. Someone's going to get run over. Wow, someone's hanging off the car. Oh, my God.
Nah, we're going to stop it right there now. They mobbed the van, dug to it, screamed at it, and then had the nerve to act shocked when it moved. ICE didn't ram anyone. They were surrounded. But that's the part the media obviously won't say. That mob didn't want justice. They wanted chaos, and they wanted it on camera. Now, let's zoom out. This was in Chicago, but this right here, the clip I'm showing now, is happening in California.
This is happening at Wood and Laguna, and you now see the military vehicles advancing despite those protesters trying to make a stance and trying to stop the military vehicle from continuing on. And there's cameras rolling, cell phone cameras rolling, and this group of people are really trying to get this military vehicle to stop, and it doesn't appear that it will. It is continuing to push forward, and now the people are moving away from in front of that military vehicle, which is a good thing. We don't want to see anyone get hurt. But again, you see this grouping of military vehicles advancing toward the federal agents.
Man, arrest their ass. Arrest them. What are y'all doing?
And now we see that there's some water or something else being thrown at some of the military vehicles driving by the trucks. The protesters very clearly upset by what they're seeing, trying to intervene on behalf of the people who may be detained at some point here.
Yeah, man. Mexican and Guatemalan flags flying in the face of federal agents. You know what that tells me? It ain't about immigration. This is about replacing the authority of the United States with globalist identity politics. Democrats call it compassion. I'll call it invasion. With a PR team. I said this before. But we just getting started.
Constitution of the United States of America. Okay, I'm walking home from ICE to go get medical supplies and safety gear. They're being extra aggressive. prematurely, which usually means that pattern will continue on through this night. So that means everyone in South Portland is at risk tonight to be poisoned by tear gas and whatever the green shit is. If you have a loved one that lives in South Portland in these apartments down here, they need to evacuate. They need to have a gas mask and a decontamination kit, because the gas is getting into people's apartment. The gas can kill. Like, there's an old folks home here. There's a hospital here. It will definitely cause respiratory distress in some. They don't care. They want to hurt people.
Wow. They want to hurt people. You see, this is what happens when you let Antifa fester. Okay? They made Portland a playground for extremism, for lack of a better word. They tagged F ICE on government buildings, then cry about tear gas like the Constitution was violated. Nah, you, my friend, you violated every law and boundary this country was built on. And while they were painting graffiti, guess what others was doing? Throwing punches.
And tonight, this video of a violent arrest in Ontario. We're told this man, who may be a gardener, saw ICE and ran into the office of a surgical center before this incident. Employees would not tell us anything on the record, but they did say that everyone was shaken over the encounter.
My fault, y'all. Well, let that sink in, y'all. Hospital staff physically fought ICE agents, not protesters, medical employees. Locking doors, grabbing suspects, line of police, call it a kidnapping like it was some Netflix thriller or something. You know what the left calls this? Community defense. Now watch how ICE is supposed to operate when the mob isn't present.
So am I gonna get paid today? Mira, primero mira. Mira, voy chequeando la mano. Una multa por cada uno, a la compañía, a la compañía.
But y'all see it. No drama. No chaos. You ain't got people screaming and kicking and pulling on cars and all this other stuff. ICE comes in. They are making their arrests, and you're seeing them, what it looks like they are walking out. That's how simple it is when Democrats and their foot soldiers aren't weaponizing emotion and doing that for political points. But when they are, this is what it looks like.
District of Texas. Great to have you with us today. Obviously, this is a case that has gripped the attention of this country with these ICE agents under assault and attack. Tell us a little bit about this case, where it stands now, and the charges that you are bringing against these individuals.
Good afternoon, Martha. Just moments ago, we just charged an additional suspect named Benjamin Song with 6 counts in a federal complaint and have issued an arrest warrant. The counts mirror exactly what we charged the other individuals in the first complaint, which is 3 counts of attempted murder of a law enforcement officer as well as 3 related gun offenses. Of course, he is facing up to life in prison. Just a little bit of background on him. Mr. Song was a former Marine reservist. He was other than honorably discharged from that service in 2016.
So in terms of these charges, and you know, when we look at this, you have to ask the question about whether or not this is a domestic terrorist group based on their collaboration, and whether there is a potential for expanding these charges to include conspiracy to kill federal officers. Can you tell me if you're considering expanding these charges in either of those directions?
Well, the case is still under investigation, as you can well imagine. For instance, we just leveled new charges against another suspect. We are looking at all aspects, but according to the complaint, these individuals are charged under an aiding and abetting theory, which is probably the broadest theory of criminal liability that there is.
So this individual that you just mentioned, Mr. Song, is he in custody?
No. Mr. Song is at large, and we certainly would like to have any information from the public that we could if they know his whereabouts, and they would dial 1-800-CALL-FBI. But I do caution you that Mr. Song is presumed to be armed and dangerous. Obviously, you can come to that conclusion based on the nature of the offense, but also, Martha, because he is responsible for at least the purchase of 4 of the firearms, 2 of the AR-style rifles that were found abandoned on the scene.
Do you believe there's any connection to what happened in McAllen? Is there anything on the social media that shows coordination in those 2 attacks?
Well, we don't have any information to share about that at this time, but of course the investigation is continuing.
All right. Nancy Larson, good luck with your investigation. Thank you very much for sharing what you could so far, and we'll be following the case. Thank you.
No.
So coming up, why making America healthy again may be more important than ever. Keeping It Real podcast host Jillian.
Anywho, this wasn't a riot, man. This was an ambush on a federal detention center, and you know we've been following this story ever since the break of it. But Tim's charged, one still out there, former Marine turned domestic terrorist, and yet Biden, Harris, and the activist left still won't say Antifa by name. Oh, well. They rather call Trump supporters extremists. Well, ICE is dodging the bullets. And the public, they've been trained to interfere. Now, this is what brainwashing looks like. People don't know the law, but they'll step in front of a badge like they're auditioning for some sort of viral clip. Get back doesn't work anymore because the left taught them that breaking the law is brave. And now some are calling ICE agents to be executed.
So, did you guys hear about the ICE agents that finally bit off more than they can chew? And some good American patriots showed up and started putting them in the dirt. And I mean actually in the dirt. One patriot was deleted. One ICE agent was wounded in the neck. I hope God has wrath upon him. But if you want to start dressing like a terrorist, and you want to stop identifying yourself as a law enforcement agency, then we're going to treat you like a foreign terrorist. We're going to shoot you. We're going to wipe the floor with you.
Oh, wow.
So, did you guys hear about
this? Man just said ICE deserves to be put in the dirt. Imagine if someone said that about teachers or trans activists or migrants, illegals. You'll be banned, y'all. Arrested and blacklisted by dinner time. Said about ICE, you get TikToks boosted and views and all that and Twitter trends and all that. But these Democrats, they act like it never happened. They're going to act just like that. But they don't ignore it. Some are enabling it.
One of the things that we're trying to tackle with this enforcement actions gone wild is so many federal agents without any clear marks on their uniform, right? You don't know what department or agency they represent. They're allowed to cover up, mask themselves. And so there's no way to identify them as a federal agent for the sake of the fear and concern in community and for the safety of the officers themselves. Because when you're getting attacked, you think you're being kidnapped and you don't know who it is that may be attacking you. A natural instinct or urge is to fight back, you know, and so want to present this to a bill that I just introduced along with Senator Booker from New Jersey to require the same type of no mask and identification markings on a uniform that local law enforcement in California has had for a long time and other federal departments and agencies require as well.
I think we all agree. Our viewers will say that makes a lot of sense. You know, it seems that Trump and the MAGA Republicans are going to politicize everything that you just said and said, well, that's because you want to dox them, when in reality, it's like, this is unsafe. Having masked individuals disappear human beings is unsafe for every person involved.
Y'all heard that right. Senator Padilla, how do you say his name? Padilla wants ICE agents unmasked and identified. Why? So mobs can dox them. This is nothing new. So, you know, they want criminals to be able to find their homes. And if anything happens to the families, the left would just call it unfortunate but necessary. This isn't oversight, not at all. This is state-sponsored sabotage. And they're funding it with your money.
I think his political analysis is wrong. I don't think it's unpopular at all to try to reform an entitlement program, to save it for the people who need it, to keep illegal aliens from getting welfare benefits they shouldn't be getting, to encourage people to go to work. I don't think these things should be shied away from by Republicans.
None of that is true. First of all, I think Medicaid
It's exactly true. It's exactly what's in the bill.
Federal law prohibits undocumented immigrants
Then why are
from receiving Medicaid benefits.
on it? Why are
That's a figment of your imagination.
It's a figment of the CBO's documents.
Let me explain the facts.
It's in the CBO documents.
I'll explain the facts.
Is it or not?
Let me explain. It's not, actually.
No, you are lying.
No, that is not. It is not true.
Okay, hang on a second.
Inventing facts out of thin air.
All right.
So Medicaid is.
Hold on, guys.
Medicaid. It's political suicide for Republicans
I think
to
it's
get
political
Medicaid.
suicide to come on as a member of Congress and lie about what the CBO says.
So the majority of
people
who benefit from Medicaid are senior citizens and those with disabilities. Almost
Yeah,
all
I would disagree
Medicaid
with
funding goes toward the elderly, the disabled, children, and working adults.
That's who it's for.
And that's
it's not for
and those
illegals.
are the people for
It's
whom
not
it
for
principally
illegals.
benefits.
Scott,
Actually, more cost effective to provide preventative care than to have them overcrowd an emergency room.
That's a great position for your party to give free health care to every illegal immigrant. That's a great position for your party.
That is not what.
I don't understand.
Well, you're saying it's better to do it that way.
Almost all of the program benefits senior citizens and the disabled.
You just said it was better to give illegals health care.
We're referring to state funds, not federal funds.
Every point that's
Just illegal aliens. It also includes work requirements for people who choose not to work. Again, according to the CBO, which you deny the existence of, apparently.
I'm well aware of it. Republicans deny it. Republicans call for the abolition of the CBO.
Well, you were denying it tonight.
So.
Almost 5 million people.
I've heard you argue against the CBO till you're blue in the
almost
face.
5
well, red,
million
I guess
people
would be with you.
who choose not to work.
It's not. That is false. That is like a figment of your imagination.
It's literally right here.
They're not. The percentage of people who choose not to work is less than 1% of all enrollees.
It's not percentage. I'm giving you
the
numbers.
non-working population is mostly students and caregivers.
Million.
Richie. That man lied, y'all. Scott Jennings brought the receipts, though. Illegal immigrants are getting Medicaid. Were, rather. 1.4 million of them, while veterans wait in line and seniors ration insulin. They're giving away free benefits, then attacking the Asians trying to uphold the law. And you thought that was bad? Try $840 million in hotel rooms.
The iconic Roosevelt Hotel has officially closed. No longer are migrants coming into New York City, therefore they don't need this shelter. Inside this shelter, 155,000 illegal immigrants were put up in this shelter from 150 different countries. Every night, we paid over $200 to house people inside this hotel for around 3.5 years. You add that up, that is a lot of money that we've spent funding these illegal immigrants who came into America illegally. If we, as a normal citizen, wanted to walk through those doors while migrants were living in here, we were told we could not come in here. Here, nurses worked 12-hour shifts, long hours. There were lawyers here to protect the people that wanted to claim asylum or perhaps wanted to get a job here inside New York City. They had their own lawyers, their own interpreters, their own caseworkers, even their own nurses, because many people came into America pregnant. Many people came into America with diabetes, cancer, AIDS, all sorts of illnesses. People came here, wanted to get help, and they got free help that we paid for. Also, there was a major processing center here inside this Roosevelt Hotel just down there, where National Guard have been on the scene for the past 3.5 years, checking migrants in as they came in. Also, a scary thing about this hotel is that Trinidad gang members lived inside this hotel, rolled these corners, and we allowed it to happen. It was actually kept as a secret. Not too many people talked about this shelter, but this shelter has housed over 155,000 illegal immigrants over the past 3.5 years, and it is officially closed. That is what we voted for.
200 a night, over 150,000 migrants, 840 million from your pocket. Makes no sense, man. And while they were sleeping in hotels, ICE was getting jumped outside of hospitals. Let that contradiction burn in your brain for a second. But don't worry. There's always time to find more guilt trip.
I need you to hear this. Alligator Auschwitz has been open for 5 days. I am Leam C. Le Figura. We've been here at Alcatraz since Friday. There's over 400 people here. There's no water to take a bath. It's been 4 days since I've taken a bath. They only brought me a meal once a day, and it had maggots. They never take off the lights for 24 hours. The mosquitoes are as big as elephants. They're not respecting our human rights. We're human beings. We're not dogs. We're like rats in an experiment. I don't know their motive for doing this. If it's a form of torture. A lot of us have our residency documents, and we don't understand why we're here. I'm on the edge of losing my mind. I've gone 3 days without taking my medicine. It's impossible to sleep with this white light on all day. They took the Bible I had, and they said, here, there is no right to religion. And my Bible is the one thing that keeps my faith, and now I'm losing my faith. This was reported by CBS News. This is not 1939. This is 2025. And we have people suffering torture in concentration camps on our land. What are we going to do about it?
Anybody else call Cat? Fake tears, fake email, fake abuse claims from a facility surrounded by alligators and free Wi-Fi. They called. Look, man, no, this isn't camp. I tell you that. It's accountability, and we know that's the word that the left hates. So let me get this straight: ICE agents are being shot at, and spit on, doxxed, but illegals are the victims here. We're feeding the criminals, funding the chaos. You know that these protests aren't happening randomly. Somebody's putting $1 behind it and blaming the few people who are still trying to enforce the law. That's not immigration reform. That's national suicide. And you still don't get it. You're not thinking. You're obeying. But this is Team Think. We don't run from the truth. We expose it. So this is what I want you to do. Go check on somebody today because you quite literally could be saving their life. Peace.